Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having an absolute wonderful day. Today we're going to see if we can squeeze out enough time to clean out our quail pen and hopefully put a new roof on this thing. We got to make us some happy quail. Plan is to put all the quail. Look at Mia, she just goes crazy. She loves chasing these animals. She don't chase any chickens, thank goodness. But something about these quail and the pigs, she'll stand there and she will stare at them pigs all day if I let her. But these quail, she's just fascinated with them. She just sits there and stares at them the whole time. As long as I'm out here, she's staring. And he's the one you got to watch with the chickens. I don't hardly let him stay out here by himself. Okay. Again, my plan is to take this dog box. I'm on such a limited amount of time before I got to go to work. I only have about an hour. So I don't think I'm going to get to the roof till tomorrow. But we're going to try to knock this roof out, sort of show you guys. As you can see, it's really getting thin. You can almost put your finger through it. It's just really getting thin, and when it rains, it drops in here just a little bit, not a lot. But we've had problems with this pipe getting not full of water, but full enough to where it clogs the food up, and we've had to scrape it all out. So it's just time to replace the roof and clean out the floor in here and add some new bedding. So we're going to try to grab all these birds. There's a lot of them. As you can see, there are a lot of birds. So what I'm going to do is try to catch them all real quick, put them in this box just for a few minutes, just so I can open this door and they don't fly out. And normally I just shovel it into 5-gallon buckets and then take the buckets and dump them into the tractor. I don't want to do that. I want to get this over with. So I'm going to pack them in this dog crate, throw all this in the bucket of the tractor real quick, and we're going to start a brand new compost pile because we're going to have a new place for a garden this year. Start a brand new compost pile right down here. And I'll try to clean this out real quick. Like I said, I have about an hour, so I think I can get this done, and tomorrow I get this done. Let's see if we can grab these quail, see how this works out. How cute they are. They look like they're all in jail. I'm not going to drag this out. I'm really going to jump on this super quick. So let me stop talking. I'm going to try to knock this floor out really quick so they just don't stress our birds out a lot. They'll be fine. I just don't like stressing them out too much. right, well that really wasn't too bad. All we're basically doing is just scooping and cleaning up around the edge, because these birds fly so much, they just push everything to the outside of the pen. And so most of the poop and all the bad stuff, of course, there's a lot around the feeders and a lot around the waterers. So all you're basically doing is scraping around the edge, because it'll get thick, chunk it, put some new bedding down, you got happy birds. Well, you can hear them making that little noise. And scratching around, you see them scratching. I don't know if they're just happy to be out of that cage, or if they're happy because they have a brand new fresh pen. Leave it in the comment section below, let me know what you think. I think it's probably they want to be out of that pen. What do you guys think? But they love it. They love it when you get in here and clean up and sort of disturb things, because they do eat bugs, they eat worms. I've watched them get in here when I've cleaned up before. They'll come in here and dig down and find all sorts of little bugs and stuff that are living under that poop, and they will destroy them. They just tear them up. Well, just an observation of something I've noticed on raising quail for the last few years. For you guys that are thinking about raising quail, one thing I can say about these birds, they're awesome birds, but they eat a lot. It is absolutely amazing how much these quail eat. It is amazing. I don't know if it's just because we have so many. I want to say there was like 25, 26 in here. But if them tubes are full of feed, they're eating. They're just like little pigs. They do not stop eating. It is amazing how much these guys eat. They really blast through this food. And we've actually been on the fence this year about getting rid of them. For the simple fact, we raise them all fall and all winter, and we don't get any eggs. Of course I can say that with the chickens too, because the chickens, they're not giving us any eggs right now. We're getting 1, maybe 2 a day, and we have a bunch of chickens. They may be laying somewhere else because we're starting to let them out all the time, but even when I lock them up for a couple days just to test them, because there's times where I keep them locked up to test them to see if they're gonna lay in the pen, and they're not laying out here in the yard anywhere, they still not laying. So. But quail are not laying for us. They don't lay. Look at this girl. They just don't lay during the fall and winter months. And we're feeding them like crazy. I don't know. We got some other animals we want to bring to the farm, and we just don't want to have to be buying feed for them. We'll tell you all about that later. We don't want to be feeding those and be feeding another. We're just feeding a lot of animals that are not giving us anything back. You guys can understand if we're dumping out tons of money feeding these guys and we're not getting any eggs, we're not getting really anything out of them. So it's about, we're seriously thinking about dialing the quail down. I really hate it because I enjoy them, but at the same time I can honestly say that they're costing us a pretty penny to keep them. All right, well that's it for feeding the quail, cleaning out the pen. Next, we're gonna put a roof on this thing. Okay, what we're gonna do first is just cut the zip straps off the tarp, get rid of this old nasty tarp. This thing's been on here for a long, long time. So we're just going to get this thing cut off real quick and slap another one on. Well, there you go. That didn't turn out too bad. Not really super excited about it. It was a little bigger than what I wanted. I bought a 16 by 12 because there's 16-foot hog panels. So that fits perfect going that way. But when there's 2 hog panels, that's 10 foot. So I have 2 foot of extra room on the back. I don't know if y'all can see in there, but it doesn't give them as much sunlight as I'd like to have. But the next one shorter down wouldn't have fit all the way over. It would have fit about 3/4 of the way over. I can't remember the exact size, but that was the reason we had 2 tarps the last time. I do remember. Well, see, like this one right here. See, that's the next size right there. And it stops here, so all that rain, wind, everything would come in here. And I remember that was a real pain the last set of birds we had, because it stayed just super muddy right in here on this right side. It was really, I really didn't like that. I got to replace that tarp next for the next set of birds I do. I'll have to replace that one. I can't remember how long they last. Maybe I want to say a year, maybe a little more. They last a lot longer than what you think, as long as you don't poke holes all in them with that chicken wire. I kept poking holes in the back. But that's the size. The 16 by 12 is what I chose for this pen. I didn't like it as far as not letting a lot of sun in the back. Really, I mean, I could roll it up. I may work on that later. I know I got to get ready for work now, but I may roll that up. I thought about cutting it, but then I won't have those eyelets to hold it down. Then again, I may just leave it the way it is. That's the way I roll. Hey, you got a roof over your head, be happy. But that turned out okay. I brought this side all the way flush down. That way no water can get in the feed, in their little feed troughs. That'll help them out. And hey, that ought to make some happy birds.